we continue to bring you highlights and discussions that are shaping the path for tourism development in India.
For years, CII has been making a paper called and sending it to government that tourism should be on the concurrent list. Now you are a businessman. You are doing business in hospitality, which is not on the concurrent list, and you are also in education, which is in the center, state, everything. Do you think when you're doing business, it really helps because everything is structured over there?
Could there be a way that the Government of India Tourism Wing could create a model tourism policy for each state to adopt, which would list out all the things that the state would do, and then incentivize the state that if you adopt this policy, then we will support you in this way or that way, whichever way that the government can consider.
The question that we need to answer ourselves is, what will change if it comes into any of the lists? Materially, what will change?
That's what I asked in education.
So the question is that today there is nothing which stops either the government of India or the state government to do, because it is not mentioned in any of the lists. Technically, what it means is that if it is not mentioned in the list, the state is free to do whatever it wants, but by de rigueur, it becomes a part of the residual list which is operated by the central government. So it is not hindering anybody's powers, etc.
There are two things that keep me awake at night as the CEO and MD of the company. One is clearly the development process. It includes the approval processes. And the biggest variable in that is how long it will take to get your approvals for that. Some way we've got to fix this variability-ness that is across states to make a consistent policy for approvals for hotels. And that's what I would urge.
We today are net exporters of tourism. Now, take into account a factor we heard in the earlier panel. 1,200 new planes are coming. Now, these 1,200 new planes predominantly are only to serve the outbound market. 95% of it is Indians traveling back and forth. Now, if you look at this economy going from 3 million to 5 trillion, do you know what is going to happen to the outbound industry? This outbound industry will be sitting at a coefficient factor of 10x. We will be creating the same problem for the economy at a macro level. What petroleum has done, what gold has done, we will be talking 5 years down the line that outbound tourism needs to be curbed, because we are going to be spending close to $100 billion in foreign exchange on outbound travel. And whereas our inbound income will still grow at the very, very wrong word again, Hindu rate of growth, and maybe about 4, 5, 6, 7%, whatever you may call it. So we will have a serious problem if we do not address what HOMA began by saying. We cannot depend only on domestic tourism. We have to get inbound tourism back on its track. We need an Invest India kind of a structure that sits over tourism, that sits over multiple bodies, run predominantly with the scope of private sector. It certainly must have government role to play.